Deadeye's Dark Dragoon!
Welcome along, fellow Dark Magician enthusiasts, to another video. Today, we, live on stream, hit D-level max with Dark Magician. Because, you know, I have to hit D-level max with Dark Magician. No other deck suffices. But this time, it was with the Eye of the United Dragon. Very, very nice skill. Now, I completely understand if people don't want to play this version because 3 Tamias makes it more optimal, plus you don't really get many good effects going second, and it really depends on having Tamias in hand, or otherwise you can't use the first effect. I completely understand that. I completely understand that, guys, and I bricked many times in the climb. But, when this deck gets going, it really gets going. Man, absolutely nuts. So, pardon me. Without further ado, let's have a look. 3 Illusion of Chaos. You know, it's the one card that searches Tamias. If you don't have Tamias, just use Illusion of Chaos, and you search into Tamias. Very nice. 3 Tamias because, you know, you need 3 Tamias. Well, I use 3 Tamias anyway, but it like helps your consistency and gets your skill started. Tamias, very, very nice. Exactly, as Leonardo says, like and subscribe to get more DM top tier content. Absolutely. We have 1 copy of Palladium Oracle Mahad because you can actually summon Mahad with this skill. My boy gives me a draw 3, but also does provide the funny outs against big dark monsters. Really, really nice. 1 Dark Magician Girl because mandatory. 1 Magician's Rod. We only need 1 normal summon. Rod's very, very good. You know, getting our spells and traps helps us to go full combo. Really good. IP Masquerader and Dragoon. What can I say? Very, very nice. 1 Magician Souls because, like, you know, you need the one. It helps set up the best turn 1 combo possible. I wouldn't play more than 1 though, mainly because you want to see Tamias. So yeah, 1 Magician Souls. Very nice. 3 copies of Dark Magician because he's the ultimate wizard. What can I say? Can't really say anything else. Just, he's the ultimate wizard. There's nothing else to say. 1 copy of Magician Salvation. Gets Eternal Soul. You don't need more than 1. Now, I'm playing 2 copies of Soul Servant, not 3. You might be wondering, why not play 3? Well, the problem is, playing 3... if you don't end up getting to Tamias and you have like more than 1 copy of Soul Servant in your hand, it does nothing. Like you need to play enough so you can survive through the game, but also not play too many, so you have a smaller chance of opening this in your hand. You don't really want to open Soul Servant. Pardon me. It's still a good card though. That's why I'm running 2. Don't need to run 1. I'd rather not run 1 and then risk myself losing the game. 2 helps keep me in the game long enough. Then we have 3 copies of Preparation of Rites. It searches Illusion of Chaos, which then Illusion of Chaos goes into Tamias. It's pretty much your other 3 copies of Illusion of Chaos, and then your other 3 copies of Tamias United Dragon. So they all bridge into each other. They bridge into each other. You go Prep in Illusion of Chaos into Tamias, or Illusion of Chaos into Tamias. That helps guarantee consistency. Plus, it's very nice just adding the cards over and over and over. 1 copy of Secrets. Now, just because we have Tamias doesn't mean we don't need Secrets. Secrets is absolutely useful. Absolutely useful. Don't skip on it. If you're playing DM, always play at least 1 Secrets. It's very, very good at what it does. 1 copy of Dark Magical Circle. We don't need more than 1. 1 is plenty. 1's enough. 1 copy of Dark Magic Expanded. Now, in my previous list, I did run 3, but that's because Master of the Dark and Chaos can trigger off any Dark Spellcaster, not just Tamias. So running 1 lessens the chance you see it in your opening hand, but it also still gives you the utility option, you know, to play Expanded. So when it works really well. One Dark Magic attack, because this version of the deck does struggle to out spells and traps. But Dark Magic attack is still pretty damn strong. I wouldn't play more than one. One is more than plenty. Plus, if you don't need Dark Magic attack, you can always use Eternal Soul to search for it for a discard for Dragoon. One Magician's Combination. Combination is a very good card once you have Eternal Soul, Circle, and combination setup. You got DM and DMG in circulation. Very, very good at what it does. It's very good. It provides an additional boost for Dragoon, because if your opponent decides to you use Dragoon's effect and they go Droplet, and if they happen to not send a trap card, combination just comes in clutch. So as they say, you need bricks to build a brick house. Sonic Smash Bro is absolutely right. You need bricks to build a brick house. One copy of Eternal Soul, never need more than one. One is always plenty. Yeah, Eternal Soul, really good. And it's like the main part of the comic. It's the main reason why you play this version of the deck. Eternal Soul, Dragon Knight, very nice. Now, if you don't want to play Mahart, you don't have to. Completely understand it. Like, this format is rough. Like Sonic Smash Bros is right. Don't want to deal with a lot of the current format, which is fair enough. There's 3 top tier decks, and they're doing a lot of crazy stuff. If you don't want to try Mahart, that's absolutely fine. And you've noticed I've got no staples whatsoever. No Droplet, no Book of Eclipse, no Imperm, no Veiler, no Droll. You can use staples if you want. That's not saying you don't have to use them. I personally didn't use them because I would rather flex my skill against other decks and my deck knowledge as well. If you want to use staples, feel free to. Droplet's very good. Ghost Belt and Haunted Mansion, can be useful. Droll and Lockbird is not really that great at the moment. Veiler's good. Imperm's good. If you want to use staples, feel free. For the extra deck, we have, of course, the mighty Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. If you're not playing Dragoon, you're not playing DM right. Just saying. One copy of DM the Dragon Knight. Don't need more than one. I never felt the need to have more than one. One is perfect. Very nice. Master of Chaos at 1. His banish effect is just stupendous, marvelous. It's great. Banish all monsters on the entire field. Woof. Very, very nice. Just do whatever you find funny useful. That is true as well. That is true as well. Whatever works better for you, you should be using that. If you find more use out of Droplet, go for it. If you do for some reason find more use out of DM the Dragon Knight, then you can play more than one. Absolutely can. No problem with that. Heck, if you even want to use Lava Golem because the format is, kinda cringe, go for it. Just don't use Rod if you want to use Lava Golem. Back to the extra deck. One copy of the Dark Magicians. This was rarely summoned, but it still has its uses. You can still dodge interruptions with the Dark Magicians using secrets. It's still useful. So, yeah, don't discount it. It's very good. We have one copy of Dark Cavalry. Now, Dark Cavalry, I surprisingly never summoned it, except for one time where I summoned it because I was winning more. That's pretty much it. Dark Cavalry is good for piercing damage if your opponent wants to play a lot of defense position monsters, or for some reason is playing any card makes their monsters unaffected, can't be destroyed by battle, and you just can't punch over them. Dark Cavalry works. It's very useful in that regard. But you can always substitute it for a Link monster or a Xyz monster like Typhon. Typhon's a good utility card, so if you don't use Dark Cavalry, you can always use Typhon. Then we have one copy of Dark Paladin. Another monster I unfortunately didn't summon, mainly because Dragoon has a lot better usage case. If there's a monster effect you want to try and get rid of, just Dragoon it. If there's a trap you want to get rid of, Dragoon it. Dark Paladin only works on spell cards and not spell effects, which is a bit of a downside. So if you're not getting much use out of Paladin, you can always substitute it for a Link monster like Heroic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, Borosaur Dragon. Heck, you can even go Unchained Abomination. Just substitute it for another Link monster. do what works for you. Because these two, they are very nice. I will always respect them because I grinded really hard with these guys. With Bane of Darkness months and months ago when DM was at its lowest. So I will always respect these two. But I absolutely get if you want to change them out. I absolutely understand that. We have one copy of Nightmare Unicorn. Nice Link 3, you know. You need to shuffle a monster on the opponent's field. Very good. It's a good generic monster. Yeah. Very, very nice. Then we have one copy of Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. The more I use this, the better it gets. Like, Underworld Goddess is so good. If you can just spam monsters onto the field like Dark Magician can, you can just Goddess your opponent and it checks a lot of decks. It's surprisingly very good. If your opponent has a Towers monster, just Goddess it. If your opponent has a bunch of defense position monsters, Goddess it. If your opponent has a monster full, like just a field full of monsters, and there's one you really want to get rid of, just Goddess it. It's very, very good. It checks a lot of decks. It checks a lot of cards. Very nice. And of course, the one card that ties it all together is IP Masquerena. IP Masquerena, yeah, IP Masquerena, very good card. It's the one card I always use. It's very, very nice. Couldn't drop it at all. And there's no replacement for it at all. And before we continue on, just want to read out what Sonic Smash Bros. Is saying because he's got some points. Consistency, decreased running hand traps, and if they're just blanket disruptions, it's not enough. That is true. That is true. You got to keep that in mind. If they're just interruptions, it's not enough. So, what you really should be doing is use... do I even have... Let's go popular cards instead. There we go. Right, so, like, Forbidden Droplet helps you set up your going second plays. Imperm is also really good when you're going first and you're setting up your specific... like, and you want to interrupt your opponent a lot by, like, just turning off one of their spell and trap zones. Some people don't realize how you should be playing around Imperm, and some people get caught by it. It's very good. Like, the additional effect of Imperm is insane. And Book of Eclipse as well, going second. If you just want to... You're having a hard time dealing with your opponent's monsters, flip them over. And then, if you really want to, you got Lava Golem there. It's not a hand trap per se, but it's an interruption sort of. Works. You just can't play Rod. Nibiru as well is a good card, but it depends on what deck you're playing, because if your opponent knows how to play under 5 summons, then Nibiru becomes a worthless card. So you have to be careful. And the biggest difficulty, and what Sonic Smash Bros is saying, the biggest difficulty in building demons is needing IP, which is unfortunately valid to an extent. If you don't have IP, then what you can do instead, where is Heretic Seal? Let's go back to it. Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres is an option you can run, but with Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, you have to run, go Earth Dragon. You have to run a single Garnet that you don't ever want to draw, Grand Tusk Dragon, which is a level up reward from Mokuba Kaiba, Dark Side Dimensions. Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres and Grand Tusk Dragon is the next best combo compared to IP. Like, yeah, you can't make Goddess or Unicorn on your opponent's turn, but you can make Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres and then, you know, bounce a face-up card the opponent controls, summon Grand Tusk Dragon, pop 2. It's a good combo, and Team 6K showed that combo first, which I didn't really buy too much into the combo. I will have to try it out still one day. I won't discount it because it's still a good combo. The only problem is though, the level up reward is the barrier to it. If you don't level up Mokuba, you can't exactly make the combo, but it's still nice, still very good. So, that is that for the deck profile. Let me know what you guys are going to be running for the KC Cup. This grind wasn't too bad, except you got to keep an eye out for Branded, Trap Tricks, and Tachyon. They're the decks to beat. They're the annoying ones to play against, but you can do it. But yeah, there will be second stage streams next week. mainly on Saturday evening Australia time and all of Sunday Australia time. It'll be very good. But yeah, we'll see how second stage goes. We'll see how it goes. And the 3 decks that I'm planning on running, I will be running my Dragon Knights, the Dragoon Magicians, and we are going to try it. I believe this is one. No, not the Heraldic Knights. Wrong one. Where is it? Do I even have it? Surely it's here. Okay. Now, what the plan is, for the 3rd deck, we'll play a Master of the Dark and Chaos version, but with Heraldic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. So we're using all 3 decks and seeing which one gets the better results. Because hey, got to test out all 3 individual decks, test their strengths, and see which one does better. But anyway, with that all being said, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.